WWE is touting that Saturday's event was the most financially successful Royal Rumble in history. In a press release issued today, WWE said Royal Rumble 2025 set a new record for the largest gate in Rumble history. The exact figure was not disclosed, but it's estimated to be around $17 million. WWE said it only trailed WrestleMania 40 Night 1 and WrestleMania 40 Night 2 for the biggest single night gate the company has ever done. The attendance number announced by WWE is 70,342. The show was held at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis and featured Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair winning the respective Royal Rumble matches. This was also the most watched Rumble ever, with Peacock viewership up nearly 14% from last year. WWE said international viewership was up even higher year over year due to WWE PLEs now being broadcast on Netflix outside of the United States. WWE wrote, in partnership with Fanatics, merchandise sales were up more than 95% versus the previous Royal Rumble record set last year in 2024, making Royal Rumble 2025 the highest grossing non-WrestleMania event of all time. Additionally, sponsorship revenue was up 94% versus the previous record set in 2024. Royal Rumble featured 14 total partners, with 100% of the matches sponsored. WWE said this is also a new record for the most social media video views in Royal Rumble history. The most watched clip was Braun Breaker spearing I Show Speed, a popular streamer who has more than 35 million subscribers on YouTube and 29 million followers on Instagram. Next up on the WWE PLE schedule is Elimination Chamber from Rogers Center in Toronto on March 1st. On to our next story. Drew McIntyre is not happy with someone he was in the ring with at the Royal Rumble. This weekend, PW Insider reported that Drew was angry backstage after being eliminated from the Rumble about one participant who had to get their moves in at the expense of other stories being told. Drew is said to have been screaming and cursing and stormed out of the building before the end of the show. Our own Dave Meltzer confirmed the story on Wrestling Observer Radio, adding that Drew was not the only one upset about the situation. There's a guy that a lot of people were pissed at in the match, with the idea that he was trying to get himself over and not the match over. Also noting that the name of the person in question will likely come out soon, but has not been confirmed by more than one source as of yet. Dave added that Drew wasn't happy, it's not an angle, and that Drew wasn't the only one unhappy about the situation. John Cena is competing inside the Elimination Chamber. During Saturday's Royal Rumble post-show, John Cena appeared in front of the media, but said he wouldn't be taking any questions, instead declaring for the Elimination Chamber on March 1st in Toronto.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for showing up. In these things, usually I field all questions and go way too long. I would like to do something different tonight. I'd like to play a little game. It's called Who Can Get the Headline Out Fast Enough. So I'll be fielding no questions and try to do my best to make a statement moving forward. In the 23 years I've been in this business, I know there are different perspectives about my path, but my truth is I've never used my opportunities for a spot that I haven't earned. Tonight was special for many reasons. But it has begun to sink in that it was my last Royal Rumble. And that Las Vegas, looking at the sign, it was down to 2, and I had a moment to let the energy sink in. I realized that Las Vegas is my last WrestleMania. The last time I main evented a WrestleMania was 2013. That's a long time ago. The reason that hasn't been at the forefront in my mind, I've been a gimmick, I've been the first match, I've been in the middle, I've shared beers with the fans. Because my truth, my perspective is I've always done what's best for business. Tonight, standing in that ring, I wanted this experience to be a tour of goodwill. I've openly admitted I don't know how much I have left in the tank. And I just wanted to do something that would be nice for all of us to get together and have a good time. Unfortunately tonight, it dawned on me that that's not best for business. What is best for business is I main event WrestleMania. what is best for business is, for the first time, I confidently say that I'm going to win a 17th championship. So I'm announcing tonight that I will compete in the Elimination Chamber. And I'm saying that because after 23 years of loyal service to this company, I feel that opportunity is earned. And yes, I'm flying back to Hungary to film a movie, so what I'm going to do is give my 5 other opponents 1 month to slander my name and bolster their self-confidence the best that I can. I told Toronto when I announced my retirement that I was grateful for the city and I would be back. And I would be back to kick ass. It is time to walk that talk and be who I say I am. I am going to the Elimination Chamber to win, and I'm going to main event my final appearance in WrestleMania and win a 17th championship, because that's what's best for business. And I say that because it is not best for my ego. It is not best for my business. I have built my existence here off of hard work, loyalty to this company, and respect for all of its branches. I will win 17 not for me. I will win 17 to someday shake the hand of the person who wins 18. Thank you very much.
In the men's Royal Rumble match, John Cena was the last person eliminated from the match, being shoved off the apron to the floor by the match's winner, Jey Uso. Here are the highlights from the rest of the press conference, where Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso, as well as Triple H, all took questions from the media. Kicking things off with Charlotte Flair, I asked her about the highs and lows while recovering from her injury. Here's what she had to say.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. Congratulations, Charlotte. You look lovely. I wanted to, of course, ask you how it felt to win the Rumble, but on top of that, your recovery coming from a torn ACL, having gone through the highs and low of that, both physically and mentally, to make it back and win the Rumble.
Oh, that's a loaded question. I really don't want to break down. So this was the longest I've been away from you guys and the fans since I started in 2012. And I got into this business because of my little brother. And when my knee injury happened in December and it took me out, I just kept thinking, like, I can't go out this way. And then it made me realize how far I've come, and I was doing it because of him. And then seeing all the fans keeping up with all of my injury updates throughout the year with rehab, and like, we miss you, Charlotte, we love you, Charlotte. And like, as a performer, sometimes you do feel like, do I still got it? What am I coming back to do? I've done it all. And coming back tonight and winning the Rumble 2 times, it's like, no, I'm coming back to do it all over again. That's how hungry I am.
Additionally, she was also asked about the mental preparation of coming back after her injury.
I think the hardest part for me was I've always relied on my athleticism to carry me, and I've been an athlete my entire life, and I've never been injured, even though I hear you guys are like, oh, she's been, hit or miss for 2 years. You guys, I have been on the road since 2012 and have been a champion every single year for 9 years. I took 1 year off. Give me a break, okay? Because you're gonna get tired of me, because I'm coming for all the gold. For me, it was just like, what if I can't come back the Charlotte that everyone expects? And that really was hard on me. So to me, the rehab and getting back in the ring, was it like second guessing myself, okay, now I'm like scared to get injured because I've never been injured. And that was a hurdle that I had to overcome, because I'm like waiting for the shoe to drop, because that really did. The night that I got hurt with Asuka, there was 8,000 soldiers in the audience. And when I first dinged my knee, I was like, well, I can't stop the match. These people give their lives for me, and they're here for a show. And I just kept going and kept going. And then I fell on the top rope on my neck. And then here, we come back live because I was in break. And then next thing you know, I hit Asuka with another move, and then I'm on my face. And I just kept thinking, like, what is going on? I can't give up for these fans. And then living with that for a year, going, oh my gosh, is that going to happen to me again, was really hard. But coming out tonight and hearing my music and seeing the signs, and I just needed to get the first match under my belt. And here's the thing, I'm going to work smarter, not harder. Number 27 tonight.
Moving on to Jey Uso, here's what he had to say about his Royal Rumble win.
Means a lot, Us. I think the company going forward with me, they trust me now. And I'm not gonna let them down. There was some heavy hitters in there. I was a heavy hitter too. And like John says, you know, my time's now, man. My time is now. And I was screaming that out there the whole night, man. It's my turn. It's my turn. And y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it. I'm just gonna go up from here, man. This Yeet train is just now getting started. I'm telling you, y'all let me rock, man. Let me keep cooking. Yeet.
Yeet.
Jey Uso was also asked about who he was going to challenge at WrestleMania.
You know what? I was screaming, like, you know, when I win the Royal Rumble 2025 Royal Rumble, I was screaming Gunther. But once you really, like, when it's in concrete right now, and it's after the Rumble, and I really want it, you know, man, I'm looking at both of them like, all right, well, you know, I mean, we're gonna yeet here. I mean, you know, I don't know, man, but I would like one more crack at Gunther, and I really feel like I can beat Gunther.
Moving on to Triple H, who credited Pat McAfee for the Royal Rumble, saying he is an integral part of who the WWE is now.
I mentioned him earlier, but let me talk about Pat McAfee for a second. Pat, I know in many ways this is Pat's city. As we went out to dinner the other night, it felt like Pat's city. Pat's an incredible part of this WWE family. Just he's a complete original. You know, from the moment I met him, one of the first things I ever said to Pat when he came to one of our shows was, he said, "You got any advice on how I do this with you guys?" And I said, "Just be you." And luckily he listened, because Pat is a very unique person who gives us just him every week. I feel like when I listen to him on air, it's like I just want to feel like he's a buddy that I just want to sit on the couch and watch WWE with. You know, it's comfortable, and he's a wonderful addition to what we do. So happy and so glad that he's here. Him being a part of the kickoff, being part of SmackDown, being part of the Rumble, having our talent on his show across ESPN, CM Punk, Stephanie McMahon, just everybody being a part of what we do. Pat is such an integral part of who we are as a brand now and what we do. I can't say enough good stuff about him, so thank you, Pat.
He plugged WWE Evolve, which will premiere next month on Tubi.
We announced this week WWE Evolve will launch on Tubi on Wednesday, March 5th. That will be a show that I'm excited about. It in many ways, for me, seems like going back to the very beginning of NXT, when nobody knew who anybody was, and it was just a bunch of young kids trying to find their way to get in the business. And that's what we're going to go back to with that show. Evolve will showcase a lot of the talent of our WWE ID program, and it will feature talent that are training in the Performance Center now, where we have, you know, roughly anywhere from 100, 120 talent training there at all times. Some of them are just getting started, and this is a way for them to sort of cut their teeth and get that experience of live crowds and doing live television or doing television, and really break in. And hopefully all of you will get to know them as they move up the line, and, you know, eventually down the line make it to NXT, make it to Raw, to SmackDown, to WrestleMania, and become the stars of the future.
Additionally, he commented on John Cena appearing at the Elimination Chamber.
As I was standing in the back listening to John Cena talk about his passion for this business, talk about how he sees the business, that he has always done what is right and best for business, and he has. John is one of the greatest performers to ever do this, but an even better person and businessman. And that's a rarity, to have all those gifts and attributes. It dawned on me tonight when he walked into gorilla position, before he walked out there, that it's the last time I'll see John at a Royal Rumble. He said it here tonight. I was back there trying to hold my emotions together as he talked about it. I was there when he very first started. I'm here when he's getting to the end, but now the clock is ticking. And each time we see John, it's one of the last times we see him in this ring. So for everybody that is out there watching, like, cherish this next year, this run that John Cena is doing. The last time we just checked a box of the last time John Cena is in a Royal Rumble. Cherish it. If he's in your town, he really truly means this. This is not it's an opportunity, and I know he talked about the Elimination Chamber, but it's an opportunity for everybody to get together that has seen him over the years do what he does better than anybody else. And there's one more time that he will come, hopefully, to where you are, pass through town, and he would like to see you. He would like to be able to get in there, do what he does as a thank you to you for being a part of his career for all these years. And that's how he sees it, as a partnership with fans that supported him. And yeah, it's coming down to the wire and down to the end. But the one thing that I wanted to say about it is, because at the end of the day, it's my decision. John has absolutely 1,000% earned the right to call the shot. So if he wants to be in the Elimination Chamber, he does not need to qualify. He does not need to ask. He does not need to say anything more to me than what he said right before he walked out here, which is, I want to be in the Elimination Chamber. So he is going to now put everything he has into paying back for everybody that watched him by becoming champion one more time. Not for him, not because he needs it to seal his legacy, not because he needs it to prove who John Cena is, but because he wants to give it back to everybody that watched him for all these years. With that kind of motivation, I find it hard to believe that John will fail. So he will be at the Elimination Chamber in Toronto. Hopefully everybody will be there to enjoy that with him, and we will be onward.
And he spoke about being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, we do these town halls, and it's to inform and make sure everybody's on the same page with our employees in the office and everything else. Nick and I had talked about the Hall of Fame many times, and he would always bring up the fact that, when are we going to put you in? And I would say, not now, because no matter how I do it, it looks like I'm putting myself in the Hall of Fame. And I'm just not going to do that. So he would say, well, we have to do it eventually. And I would say, okay, well, if we have to do it eventually, let's wait 3, 4, 5 years, and then we'll talk about it. He said, okay, we had an entirely different plan for Hall of Fame. And we got to the end of the town hall, and Sean's music hit. I thought, honestly, that, being lazy, I didn't read the end of the town hall run sheet, and there was more after the Q&A that I just didn't see, and was thinking like, oh, Sean's gonna come out here and talk about the new show we're doing, LFG, and put that over. So I was confused enough when Sean came out. When Taker came out, it doubled. And then I saw Nick walk to the other side of the room, and that's when that's the first time I realized, like, this is like somehow going to affect me. I wasn't sure, positively, negatively, or humorously. I wasn't sure what was going to happen until Taker said WrestleMania. I'll be honest, we did it with DX. It was a lot of fun. It's different when it's you. And while I've been a part of all of these, and I've seen some talent see it as the biggest honor, I've seen other talent be like, whatever. But for the most part, our talent all see it as sort of the ultimate pay of respect to you and your career. And I've had the honor of calling a lot of people to tell them, we're going to induct you in the Hall of Fame, or be there in person to say to them, we're going to induct you into the Hall of Fame, and watch them cry and watch them get emotional because of our passion for what we do. It hit me way harder than I thought it would. So, you know, when we left there, it was a kind of an oddly comical and surreal moment, and then Taker was there and Shawn was there, and you know, we went straight upstairs and went into a meeting and everything else, and as it slowly started to dawn on me, I thought, like, holy shit, like, here we go. The same moment that I watched everybody else have, that emotions all flooding over you of your career, the people you've worked with, what it meant to you, the fans that you've met around the world, the moments that you've been able to create and share. You know, fortunately for me, this is not, I'm not like out of the business. I have the maybe almost more enjoyable point in my life of being able to watch all these guys do it now and help them get there and put it all together. But it was emotional, and I'm excited for it. I wish it wasn't at WrestleMania so I could focus on it more. Yeah, it's one of the most meaningful things in my career, and to have it come from Shawn, to have it come from Taker, the two guys in the business that I probably respect more than anybody, and to have that have been a setup from Nick, which on one hand, you know, is mildly irritating, but because he fooled me. But in business, for me outside of the in-ring, there's nobody that I respect more, nobody, than him. He's my partner in all this. So him doing that for me was incredibly meaningful.
That's a wrap for this episode of The Latest. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.